everyone! Today we gotta do a little something different, a little special as always. Is our weekly mixed drinks. So today I decided to do something little fun. We do something called the penicillin. Now the penicillin was created roughly around 2005 by Sam Ross in a book called Milk and Honey. He pretty much just expanded about the culture of cocktails and started experimenting on different variations. This one variation is a new variation of the hot toddy. So the idea of the penicillin was pretty much a cure-all, something to make you feel better in the morning to help you relieve that hangover. I mean, in the end of the day, it got you drunk again. But it's very simple. It's a very Scotch-oriented drink, simple to use, but it does require a lot of highborne stuff. And some of the liquor that you need to use is expensive. You can do cheaper variations of it, and you can do it without certain ingredients. But luckily for you guys, I do have a highborne scotch, and I have a blended scotch. So that's two requirements to make it. You can do it without the highborne, but it won't taste the same. It's just pretty much all about the balance of it. So let's start off with something simple here. I normally use a blended scotch. I have my house blended scotch is normally Johnny Walker Red, which I keep in this nice little glass skull. But since I'm using a highborne special scotch of Game of Thrones, I'm gonna use this Game of Thrones blended scotch as well. So my blended Game of Thrones blended scotch is Song of Ice. This came out like roughly a year and a half ago. Pretty good blended scotch. Pretty much just a different variation of the Johnny Walker Red with a little infusion in it. We're gonna go ahead and mess with that here. Get your Jaeger out. So we're gonna need an ounce and a half of this. Let's get my little cup here. So drop a shot of that. An ounce of that. So that's all we need for that. Put that here on the side. Now this is a very good drink, I can mention. All right, next we're gonna need a half ounce of honey syrup. Honey syrup, the reason it's made originally is because if you ever mess with honey in general, it's super thick. It's super hard to mess with. So you can actually melt it down and mix it with water. People blend it differently. You can do 1 to 3, 1 to 2. This is 1 to 1. It's very easy, very watered down. It just depends on your preference, how you want to use the honey water. But this is a 1 to 1 honey water. But normally most people use it like 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So do a half an ounce of honey water. And it's easy to make. Half an ounce of ginger. And you can make your own ginger as well, but I'm not gonna have time for that. I just ended up buying this little glass at Specs. What else is that? And 3/4 or a whole lemon. You can use lemon juice, or you can use a whole lemon. That's 3/4, well, based on your reference, really. Alright. Then we shake. And you pour it into a glass still. As you see, I already have my giant ice clear glass in there. Here's the tricky part. I only have something for this, but I left my bar spoon back there. Lucky for me, I'll improvise. Next, we use a highborne whiskey, a highborne Scotch whiskey. My highborne whiskey is gonna be Lagavulin 9 years from Game of Thrones. Highborne light whiskey, you can always tell what it is by the taste and smell of it. If it smells like, pretty much the lamest term, if it smells like burnt barrel, 9 out of 10 is a highborne. And it's an acquired taste. Most people don't like it. Most people do. So we're just gonna layer that on top there. And pretty much using like not even a quarter ounce of it. You can just layer it as much as you need. And that's it. That's your penicillin. Now, most people will garnish it with a hard ginger candy. But I mean, you try finding hard ginger candy, and I'm not even gonna try. But this is a good cure-all for your hangovers or a good party starter. It cures COVID, so I'm heard or told. As you can see here, it does layer pretty well with the highborn. Got the highborn here, and you got the rest down here. You can just see the separation on as well. Just give it a good taste. I ain't gonna lie to you, I think that's my best work yet. It's tart. You can still have that taste of the highborn scotch, so it's very malty, it's very smoky. So you can taste that. But then the lemon hits and then that ginger hits all at once. It balances itself out really well. This is honestly one of my favorite drinks. I make it after a rough day. It usually relaxes me real good. This one is usually a whiskey sour, my two favorite one to make outside of the old fashioned. But that's it. It's a simple drink to make again. And you don't have to use the highborn whiskey. Some people do it without it. Mainly because the highborn whiskey usually do go for like 80 bucks. And people are not going to waste it on that. It's normally for sipping. But blended scotch, I mean, your best variation, like this, obviously, I just did it because I want to keep it theme. If you want to do something cheaper, like I said, you can do the Johnny Walker Red is a good way route. And Monkey Shoulders. It's another good way to go with that. Or you can go very bottom barrel. I found a decent one that Spec sells called the Black Banknote. Pretty good Scotch blend. All those will work with you as well. Just as fine as you find something that works for you, enjoy it. Like I said, this is a great drink to mix. This is a great drink to chill with. So if you have a cigar or you're having a rough day, I suggest you drink it. Hell, if you're having a hangover the next day, I suggest you drink it. Hell, I suggest you drink it right now. But until then, glad you're out here enjoying this day. Drink safe, drink smart. This is your random drinking guy here saying fairly well, motherfuckers.